ang ibinibigay sa pagharap sa anumang hamon sa buhay.
Babae sa bagong Pilipinas.
Limitado man ang pisikal na lakas, katatagan ng loob ang sa kanila'y nagpapatikas. Mula noon hanggang ngayon, babae tuloy-tuloy sa pag-asenso. Celebrating all women and women empowerment this National Women's Month. Pagsaludo mula sa Presidential Broadcast Service at Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, 738.
Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko. Mahalagang mga balita, napapanahong impormasyon. Kami ang inyong gabay pag may bagyo at sakuna. Serbisyo ng gobyerno kapag may nangangailangan. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Tulay ng mga hinaing, ang problema ng bayan ating lulutasin. Tulay sa himpapawid, tulay ng pagbabago. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko, Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipino. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ang boses ng Pangulo. Karamay niyo kami, kahit malayo man kami nakakarating. OFW magsasaka, buhay ay iba't iba, san mang lugar ng bansa natin. Tulay ng mga hinaing, ang problema ng bayan ating lulutasin. Tulay sa himpapawid, tulay ng pagbabago. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko, Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ng bagong Pilipino. Mga proyekto ng Pangulo, damang-dama ang pagmamahal niya. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ang boses ng Pangulo. Radyo Publiko, Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, Radyo Pilipinas.
Ito ang Presidential Broadcast Service.
Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko,
Ng bagong Pilipinas para sa bagong Pilipino. Naghahatid ng mahahalagang balita at impormasyon na guugnay ng pamahalaan sa sambayanan. Tulay sa himpapawid ng serbisyo publiko. Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, ang boses ng Pangulo. Sa Mega Manila, 738.
Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko.
Oras sa buong Pilipinas, 6 na minuto makalipas sa alas 3 ng hapon. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat at welcome po tayo sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid dito po sa Red Cross at Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko. Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross, Radyo Pilipinas at ngayon po ika-31 ng buwan ng Marso. 30 lang pala, bukas pa yung 31. Okay, excited. Anyway, huling linggo na po tayo. sa buwan ng Marso at inaanyayahan namin kayo na pakinggan ng ating program. Subaybayan hanggang alas 4 po tayo ng hapon. At syempre, nais nating pasalamatan ng mga bumubuo ng ating programa mula sa Presidential Communication Office, si Secretary J. Ruiz at ang ating director po dito, si Sir Fernando Sanga, Dido Amparo, ang ating station manager, si Sir Alan Alyanige, at ang ating iba pang kasama, si Sir Maki at si Sir Ray Sampang. Sa technical side, Sir Orly Lopez at si Ma'am Joy Timidan. At syempre din po sa Philippine Red Cross ang ating Chairman and CEO Richard J. Gordon, kasama ng ating Vice Chairperson Governor Corazon Alma de Leon, kasama yan ng ating Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang, at mga chapters natin, mahigit 100 chapters natin nationwide, kasama ng mga Board of Governors, Board of Directors, at kanilang mga Red Cross 143 at Red Cross Youth. Okay, makakasama na po natin via Zoom, hindi na natin patatagalin pa, Governor Corazon Alma de Leon, ang ating Vice Chairperson. Magandang hapon po.
Magandang hapon. Medyo ang frame ko. Hindi ko alam kung anong pipindutin para maalis.
Okay na po. Okay na. Okay lang po. Nakikita po kayo na maayos.
Okay. Sige. Thank you. I'd like to read the greetings of retired Chief Justice Hilarion Davide Jr. on this day. He said, on this blessed Sunday, the 30th of March, the fourth Sunday of Lent, as we continue to walk with Jesus in his 40-day journey to the cross, may we know more what God is love. Whatever our needs are, God is present to provide. Whatever our confusions are, God is ready to give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Whatever our problems are, God will enable us to overcome them. In a world where everything is uncertain, only one thing is definite and certain. God never ceases to love us. He gave us his only begotten Son, Jesus, who died on the cross to save and redeem the world. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. During this Lenten season, let us remain God's love through prayer, penance, and almsgiving. Thank you very much, retired Chief Justice Hilarion Davide Jr., for honoring us with your message. Tuloy-tuloy na tayo, and we are fortunate that our topic this afternoon is German Red Cross projects and partnership programs with Philippine Red Cross. We have with us our guest, Meenashinathan Ramalingompillai of German Red Cross Head of Office. Please greet us.
You can call him Nathan. Sir Nathan na lang, Gov Cora,
Yes.
para mabahaba po ang... Okay.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Cora, and also other guests here.
Thank you very much, no? And I guess the first question which people will be interested in will be, can you tell us how the German Red Cross started? Do you have the information?
Governor Gora, first of all, thank you so much for having me here on this show. I'm really delighted to talk to you also about Philippine Red Cross and German Red Cross partnership for more than a decade now. And I can kind of really talk about a few things, and if you need more details, probably we can go into the deeper aspects of it.
Yes.
German Red Cross started working with Philippine Red Cross way back in 2009, April, after an emergency situation happened here. So we started with emergency response project. That's how we started. And we continued the partnership between German Red Cross and the Philippine Red Cross because of different factors. Mainly, the work of Philippine Red Cross is kind of very much reaching the most vulnerable people in the country. And they are kind of always there, always ready, always kind of, supporting. And number two, they also kind of really value the partnership of different partners. So German Red Cross is delighted to have Philippine Red Cross one of the partners. So it's kind of really great journey that we started in 2009. Since then, we have been working on different emergencies. Philippine Red Cross has been responding every emergency that it has in this country, and also when it is really exceeding their capacity to respond, they always look for partnership or kind of support from the partners here. So German Red Cross supported various emergencies in the past almost like 16, 17 years. and we are still continuing when there is a major disaster happens. Otherwise, Philippine Red Cross is kind of really doing a great job. And apart from emergency, we also support disaster risk reduction projects, and that is also continued for many years. And so we have been kind of really happy. We are very happy to kind of have Philippine Red Cross as one of the key partners. And over the period of time, Philippine Red Cross has become very stronger and stronger in this country.
Wow, it's a mouthful. Actually, I was Secretary General in 2009 when you came, and I already left. But it's good to see you still active. And of course, the question is, what are the recent projects of the German Red Cross to the Philippine Red Cross? You mentioned your activities already, but I think it's very important to know the details now currently. What are the current projects that you're engaged in, and how long have you been in the Philippines as well?
For me
You yourself.
personally, thank you, Ma'am Cora. For me, I'm here for 8 years already with German Red Cross and also supporting Philippine Red Cross. I started as a project manager, then I became the head of office in 2022. And I'm here almost more than 8 years now. And I'm also happy to kind of stay here because Philippine Red Cross has been doing a wonderful job. And also the capacity of Philippine Red Cross is really great. And so that's my personally, I'm really happy to kind of stay here and support Philippine Red Cross as much as possible. When it comes to our current projects, we have a couple of projects right now. One is as I said, we focus a lot on disaster risk reduction. And the last 6-7 years, we have been supporting the DRR project in the conflict-affected areas, especially in BAM, Lanao del Sur, and now we are also working in Cotabato, Maguindanao del Norte. We also worked in Lanao del Norte before, but we ended our project in 2022. But now we are in Iligan, Lanao del Sur, and Maguindanao del Norte. We are implementing this DRR projects in the conflict-affected areas. That's number one. Number two, we also support anticipatory action project of Philippine Red Cross. Anticipatory action is basically any disaster happens. Before the disaster happens, we implement set up pre-identified activities or pre-identified actions, which can really reduce the impact of the disasters on the target communities, especially on their life, livelihood, and also housing. So that also we are supporting since 2017. And we also have another emergency response project because in the last October number, we had multiple emergencies here, multiple typhoons. And Philippine Red Cross massively supported the affected communities. And we are also kind of contributing in a small way. And we are supporting the emergency project through which we are distributing cash, multi-purpose cash grants to 1,000 families, and also 300 families are supported with household livelihood assistance, basically about 15,000 pesos to initiate or kind of really to improve their livelihood activities in Cagayan. And we are also we just started a project called NARA Roots for Resilience. NARA is a tree, as you know, it's a very famous tree in the country, which has a very strong root. And we named this project after NARA because resilience is very important for a community to stay stronger for any emergency. So this NARA Roots for Resilience project is funded by European Union. We are starting, this is going to be a 3-year project and implemented in Tarlac and also Eastern Samar. And we also have another project called Anticipatory Action in the Conflict Areas, which is funded by Finnish Red Cross and also partially ICRC. So we are kind of implementing that project with Philippine Red Cross. And so these are the 4 projects that we currently have. And the first project that I mentioned about DRI in the conflict area, that is funded by German Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we have currently 4 projects, and we are also looking for new projects because, as you know, we have a lot of needs on the ground, and people, as we kind of really work with the people on the resilience factor, and the community can really be stronger and face any disaster in the future. So we try to expand as much as possible, but we will see how we can do it in the future.
it's interesting the areas that German Red Cross has been engaged in. But I wonder, I'm asking you, which countries have you also worked so that we can put in context your stay in the Philippines? Which
We've
countries have you been?
German Red Cross has been supporting about 50 countries all over the world. And in Southeast Asia, right now, it's only Philippines. We closed our office in Vietnam and Laos. And Philippines is the only country in Southeast Asia. But in Asia, we are working in Bangladesh. We are working in Myanmar. Right now, we are busy with the emergency response in Myanmar after the earthquake happened.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, happened on Friday. So, and also we are working in Pakistan. These are the countries where we are working in Asia. And we also work a lot in Middle East, especially Palestine, Yemen, and Syria, and also Turkey. We are also planning to expand to Afghanistan in Asia, but Middle East, yes, Iraq, we are working, and also Lebanon. So these are the countries that we work. And also in Africa, we work few countries in Northern Africa, and also a few countries in Southern Africa. And we are also working a lot in Central America and Southern America.
But you yourself, before coming to the Philippines, where were you assigned?
I was not working with German Red Cross before, but I was working with Canadian Red Cross in India and also a bit of Sri Lanka. So it's basically, I moved from Canadian Red Cross to a private company. From there, I came back to German Red Cross. So this is my first mission with German Red Cross. I've been continuing for 8 years already.
So we're very happy to have you in the Philippine Red Cross for such a number of years. But you yourself, you said that before you came, you were not working with Red Cross. You were not a Red Crosser. What was your work before?
I was working with Canadian Red Cross for 5 years before coming
Canadian.
Yes, that's how I started my work with Red Cross. Then I went to a corporate. I was working with a corporate for about 3 years. Then because I was not really feeling happy or kind of feeling satisfied with my work, though I was kind of getting very good salary and very good kind of money, but still Red Cross is kind of where you get a lot of job satisfaction apart from, work that you do. So I wanted to kind of come back to Red Cross, and I came back to Red Cross. I'm still continuing here.
Yeah. Well, what can you say about your experiences in dealing with different disasters and calamities in those countries that you have been?
It's very challenging because every country has its own challenges, and also it's a different context. The capacity is normally different. I was working in Sri Lanka and also India. The challenges were like the local community's capacity is kind of too minimal, and we need to kind of really start from zero to kind of build their capacity for the future disasters. So we struggle a lot to kind of really build the capacity of local communities because the communities normally they expect kind of a lot on emergency response, but that is not going to go for a long way. So we need to kind of really work with local communities as well as the local government units to build the capacity of communities. So that was my experience working with different communities. But in general, actually, I find Philippines is kind of much more advanced in my experience. I'm not saying this because I'm just talking to you, but I'm just saying this because of my experience.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, that based on your experiences, the fact that you have been with us for the past 8 years shows that you have seen the kind of volunteer work the Philippine Red Cross does. And I think I'd like you to comment on that, because I remember when I was Secretary General in 2006, that was when Chairman Richard Gordon started the Red Cross 143, and we have been doing this since then. What can you say about this, about the volunteers of Philippine Red Cross?
This is a really amazing question, Governor Gora, because the volunteers here are kind of very committed and very devoted. And I'm also really delighted to hear about this Red Cross 143 program of the Philippine Red Cross initiated by Chairman Gordon. Before coming to Philippines, I was kind of really learning about Philippines and also Philippine Red Cross. This is kind of one of the very different program that the Red Cross has, because the concept itself is kind of really amazing. The way it has been designed is quite amazing. for me, actually, the Philippines, when I came here for Haiyan, I came for a short mission, but the kind of work that Philippine Red Cross did together with the volunteers, I was really amazed. That's the reason I continued to stay in the Philippines. Otherwise, I could have kind of left the country. The Red Cross on 4-3 program in our projects, whatever we kind of initiate, we implement the project. We make sure that the Red Cross on 4-3 program is kind of integrated in the project, because we are quite convinced with this approach, because every community should have Red Cross volunteers. As you say, Red Cross is always there, always ready, always, so it's very important that you have volunteers in every community where you can really, reach out to people when they need Red Cross. So this program is really amazing, and it is kind of really producing a lot of results. And but still, we have a long way to go, and we are working on that. And I know that Red Cross PRC is kind of working on that. Every staff member in the headquarters, in the chapter, even volunteers in the community, they are working towards it, and they are working to kind of really recruit more and more volunteers. I like to see more volunteers are joining PRC, and this Red Cross 143 program is going to be a very important and kind of very successful program. Or it is not even a program; it is a kind of process. It has to kind of continue forever. It is not that you start and you end at some point of time. It has to continue as long as Red Cross is going to be there in the community. So this is going to be a process.
Yeah. I think, having been in the Philippines for quite some time, you have made a mark in the Philippine Red Cross, and I wonder what places you have seen already. I mean, you have been, of course, you mentioned Haiyan at the beginning, and I'd like to invite you to tell us about the chapters that you have visited and what impressed you the most in some of these chapters.
I visited so many chapters, Gora, because it's very interesting to stay for a longer time and also visit the different chapters for different programs. I also, I was also part of a team which was carrying out a study in 2018. So as part of the study, I also visited different chapters. So starting from the north, I visited Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, Launi, and Pangasinan, and Zambales, and Kalinga, Isabela, Cagayan. And all these chapters I have visited, and then also in the Cebu chapter, that's where I started with my mission, and then Iligan, Lanao del Sur, Lanao del Norte, Cotabato. But for me, the most amazing part of the chapter is the chapter's ability to kind of really continue their services. The chapter's ability to kind of really act more efficiently to kind of reach out to more and more people, and also mobilize a lot of volunteers. See, and also every chapter has its own capacity. They are kind of not at the same level because of different factors, including financial factors or the geographical location. Not every chapter is able to mobilize funds, as you know, but the thing is that they are able to kind of deliver services wherever it is needed, and they have their own plans, and they mobilize volunteers. I don't see that every chapter has only staff. They have a lot of volunteers, and the volunteers are kind of really delivering a lot of service on the ground, which is really amazing to see it. And I have not seen one chapter, or probably all the chapters that I visited, every chapter is kind of busy 24/7, which means they are kind of actively delivering services every day, every moment. So it is not a holiday. It is not a kind of a Sunday or weekend. They always kind of work. They kind of really deliver services, and you can always see them working and delivering something somewhere where the people are kind of expecting them to serve. So it's really amazing to see that actually the chapters are kind of doing great work. But German Red Cross is also equally contributing, or kind of German Red Cross is kind of very much interested in contributing to the Philippine Red Cross in building its own chapter's capacity. In the last 10 years, until 2023, we supported a project where we wanted to kind of build the capacity of, or kind of we wanted to contribute in the effort of PRC headquarters to build the capacity of chapters in various places. That's what I was saying. Ilocos Norte, Ilocos, all these chapters we were kind of really working, because we were kind of supporting the chapters to kind of build its capacity on DRR. And also, it's very important to kind of really mention that here, the chapter's partnership, or the chapter's relationship with the local government unit, because they kind of really collaborate very well with all the organization, local government units, kind of to really deliver the services on the ground. That's really amazing collaboration that they have. And that is also kind of really, making things much easier for both the government as well as the Red Cross. Also, Red Cross true to its own Red Cross law, which is kind of saying that we are obsolete to the government. It is kind of really delivering that 100%. So, which is kind of really amazing to kind of really notice that here.
Well, Chairman Gordon raises the bar. If we have already achieved a certain area, he wants it enhanced. In fact, now the idea is enhanced membership so that we will be able to ensure that we have the necessary funding to carry out a lot of the projects. Of course, with the help of our donors, like German Red Cross particularly.
Yes. As Governor Gora, at the same time, we must applaud the leadership of Chairman Gordon because he, as you said, he raised the bar, and whenever we have conversation with him, he always kind of talks about different things, which normally we don't kind of really think or kind of we don't kind of really work. So he kind of brings up with new ideas or new kind of concept, or kind of really kind of he improves our ability to kind of really think beyond what we are doing. So that is really amazing. At the same time, we also must admire the contribution of all the staff, all the governors, all the staff, and including the board of governors who are kind of supporting him with his vision. So the credit goes to everybody, of course, to the leadership as well.
Well, he's very front-acting and, of course, aware that Red Cross must be always first, always ready, always there. But going back to you as a person in the Red Cross, how did you get involved? I'd like to know your background, where you go to school. I've been to, of course, India, but in another capacity, that's to the, what you call the Brahma Kumaris. I was able to go there, and I've been so impressed with what I've seen there. But yourself, where did you come from? What was your background before you came to Red Cross family?
Thank you for that question, Governor Gora, because I did my master's in NGO and management because I studied this course purposefully because I wanted to kind of really be in that sector. But I didn't want to be in Red Cross because I didn't know much about Red Cross at that time. Because when you look at Red Cross from outside, it is completely different. Because when you come into the Red Cross, you see the magnanimity of the organization. But when you look at Red Cross from outside, probably you will think it is a blood service organization or kind of it is a kind of first aid organization. So I did my master's in NGO management, then I started working with different NGOs, including funding organizations.
Oh.
Then,
Gora?
Yes.
Sorry, I interrupt you because
we will stop for a while.
Yeah.
Because there will be the station break.
Yes.
And then we'll come back.
Opo,
Okay.
we're going to get back for a long commercial break, and stay tuned. We're going to get back after more reminders, okay?
Yes, okay.
Mas mabilis na proseso, mas madaling pakikipagtransaksyon, labanan ang red tape at korupsyon. Yan ang ilan sa mga utos ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
In whatever government office, red tape must be replaced with a red carpet.
Kaya naman, ipinagmamalaki ng Clark Development Corporation ang kanilang Business One-Stop Shop o BOSS Facility. Ayon kay CDC President and CEO Attorney Agnes de Vanadera, malaking tulong ito sa mga mamumuhunan sa loob ng Clark Freeport Zone.
Nakuha natin sa ating mga locators na ang hinahanap nila sa Pilipinas ay yung ease in doing business. Gumawa kami ng isang opisina, nandun lahat ng permits. Ang tawag namin dito, Business One-Stop Shop or BOSS.
Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago. Malaki ang kumpiyansa ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. na kayang makipagsabayan sa world market ng mga produktong gawang Pinoy.
I'm so confident that we will do well in the world market.
Dagdag sa simbolo ng kahusayan at world-class na kalidad naman ang dala ng Made in Clark, Philippines Collective Mark. Isa ito sa mga proud moments para sa Clark Development Corporation na siyang nagsulong na mas makilala pa ang mga dekalidad na export products mula sa Pilipinas. Pahayag ni CDC President and CEO Attorney Agnes de Vanadera.
We want our locators and our workers to take pride in the products that they produce. Gawa yan sa Clark at taas noo na may ipagpalaki natin.
Tunay ngang isang milestone na maituturing para sa manufacturing industry.
With the mark goes the right?
Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago. Ang hubugin ang bagong henerasyon bilang mapanuring nag-iisip. Ito ang dedikasyon ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. sa mga kabataang Pilipino.
Sa bagong Pilipinas, una ang kabataan dahil prioridad ang kanilang kinabukasan.
Ito ay pinagtibay ng National Museum of the Philippines at Clark Development Corporation nang kanilang simulan ang proyektong Clark National Museum. Ibinahagi ni Joshua, isang college student, ang tulong na maibibigay nito sa kanya.
Kahit po sa kung may research paper po kami as a student, meron po kami mga subjects na like philosophy po na nag-i-indulge po sa history ng Pilipinas, and I think makaka-help po siya if we have actual museums na pwede po namin magbisita.
Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago.
Buo ang paniniwala ko na ang mga kabataan ang pag-asa at kinabukasan ng ating inang bayan.
Mataas ang pangarap ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. para sa mga kabataan na siya ngayong itinataguyod ng Clark Development Corporation at TESDA sa pamamagitan ng Specialized Training and Employment Program for Underprivileged Persons o Step Up. Layunin ng programa na hasain ang kakayahan ng mga kabataan at maging job ready sila. Isa si Jose Emil sa maraming kabataang sumailalim sa vocational skills training at natutong magmaneho dahil sa Step Up.
Sa mga nag-iisip mag-enroll sa training course, kuhanin nyo na since magagamit nyo dito and sa ibang bansa kasi international accredited na daw yung lessons na nakukuha dito.
Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago.
Ngayong 2025, higit 1,000 pamilya ang magkakabahay sa San Fernando, Pampanga dahil ito sa 4PH program ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Ito po mismo sa ating kinatatayuan natin ay magkakaroon ng 30 gusali na mayroong 8,352 na bahay. Maraming pamilyang Pilipino ang siguradong makikinabang sa mga komportable, abot-kaya at ligtas na pabahay na ito.
Sa bagong Pilipinas, milyong pabahay at kabuhayan kada taon ang ating solusyon. Hindi bababa sa 60 state universities and colleges at local universities and colleges sa buong rehiyon ng Bicol ang nakikinabang na ngayon ng free Wi-Fi ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. at ng DICT.
Our power and internet services are continuously being upgraded in both capacity and connectivity. Sa ating free Wi-Fi program, halos 10 milyong unique user devices ang nakikinabang sa libreng internet sa mahigit 13,000 lugar sa buong Pilipinas.
Sa bagong Pilipinas, konektado ang buong sambayanan, walang Pilipinong mapag-iiwanan.
Sa ilalim ng matatag na pamumuno ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr., patuloy ang Philippine Economic Zone Authority sa pagiging tulay ng pangarap. Mula sa mga foreign at local investors na nais pamumunan dito hanggang sa bawat Pilipinong inaasam na mapabuti ang kanilang buhay pati na ng kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. Ayon kay PEZO Director General Tereso Panga,
ang bid ni Presidente is to graduate to upper middle income economy. It's it's all about job generation, trabaho. Kasi yun ang kailangan ng bansa para makapag-graduate tayo sa upper middle income economy.
Patuloy ang mandato ng Pangulo na bigyang suporta ang mga negosyo sa pamumuhunan sa bansa para lumikha ng mas maraming trabaho para sa mga Pilipino.
To sustain the country's economic gains, we are promoting investment-led growth. We have set in motion policies and programs to create an environment conducive for business to thrive.
Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago. Handa na ang Pilipinas para maging key player sa clean energy storage sa Southeast Asia. Pinangunahan kamakailan ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ang inaugurasyon ng St. B Gigafactory sa New Clark City, Clark Special Economic Zone sa Capas, Tarlac. Ito ang kauna-unahang manufacturing plant sa Pilipinas para sa advanced iron phosphate batteries na ginagamit sa renewable energy at electric vehicles. Sa talumpati ng Pangulo,
This inauguration of the St. B Giga Factory is a remarkable example of what happens when our national agenda of promoting clean energy intersects with a solid commitment from the private sector. It sends this message to the world. The Philippines is now ready to innovate, to lead, to become the go-to destination for high-tech, high-impact investments.
Ang St. D. Giga ay rehistradong kumpanya ng Philippine Economic Zone Authority o PEZA na nagbibigay ng kalidad na serbisyo sa mga investors. Sa 2030, inaasahang maaabot ng proyekto ang operational capacity nito. Tinatayang magge-generate ito ng 5 billion pesos in annual revenues at lilikha ng 2,500 jobs. Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago. Noong 2024, iprinoklama ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ang expansion ng West Cebu Industrial Park sa Balamban, Cebu na tinaguriang Shipbuilding Capital of the Philippines. 14,000 jobs na ang nailikha nito mula 1993 na nagbago ng maraming buhay.
Ako po ay si Eugene Caminos Quizon. Nagtatrabaho po ako sa Chunichi Heavy Industries Cebu Incorporated. So wala pa ang kumpanya. Ako po ay isang conductor ng aming jeep. Nag-apply ko bilang welder cutter. Naningkamot, hantod na promote, umabot ng senior juban leader. Napakalaking tulong ng kumpanyang ito sa aking pamilya dahil ako po ay nakapagtapos ng 3 kolehiyo, 1 psychology at 2 engineers.
Ako po si Vernon Siblos. Nagtatrabaho po sa Chunichi bilang isang company driver. I am working for 29 years. Dahil sa trabaho ko dito, naparal ko ng mabuti yung 3 anak ko. Kapag tapos sila, yung panganay ko, dito pa rin nagtatrabaho, nasa maintenance. Tapos yung pangalawa, nasa EDP department. Tapos yung pangatlo, isang naval architect. Yun ang may pagmalaki ko sa kumpanyang ito na ipundar ko yung kinabukasan nila.
Sa expansion, tsak na marami pang kwento ng pag-asa katulad dito ang mabubuo. Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago.
Kumita ng mahigit 200 milyong piso ang turismo ng Davao sa lokal na ekonomiya noong 2023. Ang mga selebrasyon sa Mindanao tulad ng Tadayawan Festival ay mas lalong nabibigyang sigla ng Cultural and Heritage Hubs Project ng DOT.
Tourism Challenge has already evolved and now requires a multifaceted strategy. The focus now is on experiential tourism. Food, culture, heritage, the arts, education, halal, Islamic traditions, dive, cruise, farm and ecotourism, even sports have now become potent subjects and products of a nation's tourism.
Okay, nagbabalik po tayo at dito may nag-comment po sa ating Facebook Live si Sir Manny Santos, ang dati nating manager ng IHL. Sabi niya, "Hi Sir Nathan and congratulations to all of the projects ng German Red Cross and sa Philippine Red Cross." And I will turn over to Gob Cora because I need to attend an important appointment. Gob Cora?
Yes, I will continue and I'm very happy that we have Meenashinathan, Ramalingompillai. Thank you very much at Edison. Go ahead and we will continue our discussion until the next call.
Thank you.
For another. I guess our resource person knows so much about already the Philippines, but I thought I'd like to ask her what does he enjoy the most with the Philippines, because it's not always possible in our interview that we get to know him in terms of what he actually experienced in the Philippines, because he started, I think, with Haiyan, and Haiyan was one of the worst typhoons in the country. So I'd like to ask our resource person for today, what challenges, I guess, did he experience in the Philippines, which would not have been possible if he was not with the Red Cross? Go ahead.
I think it's very hard to mention any challenge because normally Red Cross is very well respected in this country. Wherever I go, I kind of show myself as a Red Crosser. So I behave as a Red Crosser, so I get kind of very good respect. I also have I enjoy very good reception. And people kind of really respect Red Cross, not just me, but Red Cross. So it's very interesting that actually we have this thing. But what I admire most in this country is that there are a couple of things that I admire most in the country, also about the communities. One is the hospitality, as everybody says, but also beyond that, I would say that people's ability to kind of really connect with people, they kind of very kind of receptive, and people are kind of really respectful. That's very important to kind of really note it. Apart from hospitality, the other thing is we have so many challenges in the country in terms of hazards. We have typhoon, we have floods, we have kind of volcano, or we have earthquake, everything. But the communities, every time they have something like this, they come back stronger. The ability to kind of really come back, the ability of their resilience is kind of really great in this country. So we should learn from the communities. We should learn from the Filipino people that actually how to come back from any sort of emergencies. So that's kind of really amazing for me, because after some time you go and talk to them, they will kind of really not talk about emergency. They will talk about good things, which means they are coming out of the bad situations. So that's really amazing to kind of really see in this country.
Of the places you've been, what impressed you the most or left you with some thoughts and you'd like to go back? I mean, if you've been there, you want to go back.
I like to go back to every place that I visited if I can, because every place I really enjoy. I really like to kind of really interact with people in the community. But if you ask me specifically, I cannot really say one particular community, but I like to visit all the communities that I visited, because every community that I visited, I learned something new, or I kind of really admired something in them. And the good thing is that they also they respect the governments, and people respect the government. They follow the laws, and they try to understand the laws. They try to implement the laws. And only thing is they need a bit of support to kind of really implement that. So that's what we are trying to do in Red Cross. So that's really amazing that actually we have this observation wherever we go.
At the moment, do you know exactly how long you're going to stay in the Philippines after the 8-year stay? Not yet.
That's very hard to kind of say, Gaurav, but I recently signed my contract extension for 1 more year until June 2026. 1 year, 3 months, I guess. So I have committed because I see that the PRC has a lot of the potential. We are working towards that together with Philippine Red Cross. What we see and also what we want to really contribute is that Philippine Red Cross has a lot of experience, on kind of decades of experience in responding to different disasters. So now it is time for them to also go beyond Philippines. So they need to go and support other countries in the region. So given the situation that we have, a lot of climate changes, it is affecting every country. So other small countries need technical support. And the Philippine Red Cross can really offer this to other countries, at least in this region. So we are...
Yeah, given the opportunity, where else do you want to go? I mean, what other, not necessarily the Philippines, but other countries that you think you can make a contribution as well?
I would like to see myself going to maybe Myanmar because of the recent earthquake.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, also Bangladesh, because this is where we have office, and I'd like to see if I can go there. And apart from this, I also like to work in Lebanon at some point of time, because Lebanon has similar conflict situations. So it's very important that actually I can go and support Lebanese Red Cross from German Red Cross side.
Yeah, it's interesting because I have been to Myanmar for a meeting of the Red Cross, and also to Lebanon at the time when there was no war yet, no? In Lebanon. And I remember they have the sweetest grapes, and it was a tourist travel to travel with my parents, and it was really wonderful to see Lebanon there before the war. And I remember when they had a big problem there, Chairman Gordon called up our Lebanon Red Cross to find out whether how the Filipinos were faring out there in Lebanon. And always, I think this is the message that the chairman wants to give. In any place where there is conflict, we must take care of our own Filipinos out there so that they are protected, they are taken care of. Would you consider that? I wanted to ask you, Are you Indian in origin?
Yes, I'm Indian by birth
By
and also
birth?
by nationality. I'm not a German, but German Red Cross is open to different nationalities. That's
Good.
how I'm working with the German Red Cross.
Yeah.
And German Red Cross has different nationalities in their team.
Yes, I met the German delegate from German Red Cross when I was Secretary General, and I know they've been, hardworking. I think true to form, the Germans are very hardworking. Then, and I'm sure you're no exception. But given we still have time, I wonder if you can share your own path to success, your own, because I find you very interesting in terms of sharing your work. You seem to have so much passion in the work that you're doing. Perhaps you can share how you got your passion. Did you get it from your parents, from your schooling? Because it will be a good information for those who are watching our program today.
Thank you, Gaura. That's a very interesting question. But if you talk about passion, I think I got it from my parents because my father said, "Whatever you do, you excel in whatever you do."
Well,
Right. So that's number one. Number two, my mom has a very good hospitality mindset. Whatever she does with a lot of care and love for the people. So I think I kind of got it from my parents, thanks to them. And also when you work with Red Cross, you always kind of have this thing coming naturally to you. And if you have something basic, and it will kind of really generate. Red Cross has the lot of potential. I'm not saying just only Philippine Red Cross, but Red Cross in general. When you understand Red Cross, you will never leave Red Cross because even if you leave the country, even if you leave the place, you will still be Red Cross or wherever you go in the world. So Red Cross has the potential, and Red Cross has the ability to kind of really support, and also Red Cross has the platform because we are neutral, we are impartial, and we always kind of work for the vulnerable people. So the 7 fundamental principles are kind of core for us in our existence. So I think if we really follow that with your passion, I think we can really make a difference. For me, the passion naturally comes, and this work is kind of really contributing as well. So it's kind of a natural marriage between my passion and the work that I'm doing.
I myself had the opportunity to go to Solferino. Of course, that's the history of Red Cross with Henry Dunant. And they were telling the story of 40,000 patients were afflicted in that war in Solferino. But I realized that they were not really in big hospitals. They were in the homes, in the community. And I want to see that also in the Philippines where our barangays are able to help those affected by the disasters. And it's happening, of course, with the Taal volcano eruption, among others, the Mayon volcano, all the volcanoes that have already erupted earlier on have been really, I would say, experiences of the Philippine Red Cross, where even the American ambassadors went to Bicol to see how the Red Cross was doing with the U.S. ambassador. Future, I think I'd like to ask you, what do you want to see for the Philippine Red Cross and your own engagement with the Philippine Red Cross before we close? Because they might call on us already for another advertisement. Go ahead.
Thank you, Gaura. But for me, as I said, I think I briefly mentioned before that actually I like to see Philippine Red Cross going beyond the Philippines to support other countries in the region. And that's what I like. I would like to see if we can contribute from German Red Cross side. That because Philippine Red Cross has enormous experience of working in different disasters. You name whatever the disaster except the cold-related thing, you have it here. You have volcano, you have typhoon, you have floods, you have earthquake, you have experience of everything. So with that experience, it's very important for Philippine Red Cross to support other countries in the region. Because some countries, they still need support from outside, so technical and financial support. So Philippine Red Cross can extend their technical support to other countries. So I would like to see if we can really contribute in that respect. Maybe German Red Cross and Philippine Red Cross together with other Red Cross in this country, we can really see how we can support that. So I think Chairman Gordon is already kind of supporting different emergencies. I think Philippine Red Cross supported Turkey recently for the earthquakes, Turkey, Syria, and Japan earthquake, Australia fire, even this California fire recently. I think Philippine Red Cross is extending support to different countries. I think we should kind of make it more formal because of experience that it has and also potential that Philippine Red Cross has. So it's very important to kind of see it in that aspect. So if I can really offer very small help in that aspect, I'd be very happy to kind of do that.
Yeah. Looking forward for your one more year of stay in the Philippines. And for this, I'd like to end with a prayer for the nation. Lord, let me be the change I want to see, to do with strength and wisdom all that needs to be done, and become the hope that I can be. Set me free from my fears and hesitations. Grant me the courage and humility. Fill me with spirit to face the challenge and start the change I long to see. Even if I'm not the light, I can be the spark in faith, service, and communion. Let us start the change we want to see, the change that begins in me. I feel a pleasant good afternoon for the opportunity to interview you, and looking forward to meeting you again in our Red Cross Tower. Hopefully, some of these days when during the 1 year still stay, you will have in the Philippines. Thank you very, very much for the opportunity to interview you, and you shared a lot, very meaningful activities with the Philippine Red Cross. Final words for you?
Thank you, Governor Gora, and also the management for providing this opportunity, and also thanks to Philippine Red Cross to work with us in a very meaningful way. And also thanks to leadership Chairman Gordon and also Secretary General Quinn. They have been kind of very efficient in their own way, and we are kind of making a lot of progress. And I hope we can really make very good progress in the coming years to come. And also, I must appreciate all the volunteers, including the Board of Governors, for their meaningful and efficient contribution for making this country great, and also to support the most vulnerable people in the country. So thank you so much for having me here for this show.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Pala.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
You're always on the go. Pero ang mahuli sa balita is always a big